Okay, you degenerates. The racist African is back. It's so much to talk about that's plaguing the black community that you know, externally and internally to the black community. And we're the only ones to talk about it. We're the most talked about race in the world. African Americans, blacks, Negroes. What do we be called next? We were colored, Negro, black, African American, Native American. A lot of us are Native American. Look at all my real hair right here. Oh yeah, baby. Oh my. From DNA, mama and dad. Ooh. Ooh. They had to copy fake hair from something. They didn't just come off of their mind with, let's make fake hair look like real. Let's make it make fake hair. And then we say, oh, let me have this hair. But they had to copy fake hair from real hair. And there are so many of us that still have our real hair. And it's natural. But there's so much plague in our community, just in so many different genres and subjects. The one thing that really, really, really just, gets on my damn nerves is, the propaganda. Whatever anyone can do, manifest destiny to exist for decades and centuries and generations and millenniums. The manifest destiny for the black race to stay in a position of subservience, of despair, of just complacency, and for that to be the agenda for the world, is very, very, very sad. So this subject about Southside Chicago shootings, the wool is not pulled over my eyes. It really isn't. I watch a lot of news. I read a lot of news. I look at a lot of videos. I look at a lot of comments. I'm involved in a lot of online discussions, and there's no way you can convince me that the war in Chicago is for real. Now, when the Italians and the Irish mobs, do you know they actually had their wars in the South Side streets of Chicago? So all this war and crime and gangs and mobs and violence has been sort of a history of Chicago anyway. But now, the last, 4 years, the news has been so inundated saying, oh, this many people have died, got killed and shot, there's a war in Chicago. And then they wish you would just see a video where you can hear something popping in the background. Never have they shown a victim, shown their faces, someone who actually got murdered, or a group of people who've gotten murdered. There has never been a witness account of a video that somebody took secretly showing somebody getting shot. No one has interviewed any of the parents of the victims or the innocent or anyone who survived to ask what happened. You cannot convince me that all this is going on. I went to Chicago. I have a downtown. Where was it? It was where the nice downtown area, the Burberry store, the Rolex store, the Disney store, the huge big Christmas tree they light up every year. I was down there, and there weren't a lot of black people in that area, but everybody looked cool. They were having fun, spending their money. They were not afraid. There were homeless people lining the streets with their signs up. They walked past them. I didn't see anybody helping them out. There was some black, some white. But there's no way you can convince me that all these shooting, black on black crime is so disastrous and so prevalent as it is around America, and we're shooting up our streets and our people. The Gottis, the Capones, Italians, and the Irish, they did it. So what's the difference? If there is somebody in the black community that they feel, hey, that they're protecting themselves against, so be it. But I have not seen a video. I haven't seen a victim. I haven't seen a picture I haven't seen anyone on TV, oh, we arrested these people in connection with the shootings in Chicago. All we hear is propaganda on the news. Now, look at this. Chicago's at risk. Really, really, really? Chicago. So the Chicago Tribune tried to post something here about the shootings. And, you know, what the heck? Not interested. Look at this. Oh, well, you can't really see it. It says the 50 most recent in February. They're talking about a 24-year-old male, 17-year-old male. All these are black. They don't say black, black or white. But February 19th with a time and date. So I'm clicking on one of these. And it goes to saying that a 15-year-old boy was slain in Chicago. And every time I click on one of those blocks that says who the victim was, the age, and the date and time of the victim. Ah, man, you can't see this. Stupid thing. Anyway, so it goes to the exact same article. Ha! And you cannot convince me. See, what it is that all these famous people came from the south side of Chicago. You can't convince me that not one is speaking out. Look at this. Ida B. Wells, the world-renowned poet, Pulitzer Prize winner, Gwendolyn Brooks, Clarence Page, Showing My Color, a famous author and mayor, a Raisin in the Sun writer, Lorraine Hainsbury. Look at this. Chance the Rapper is from South Chicago. Mr. T from South. Not one of these actors, famous people, rich people gonna come speak out. You have got to be kidding me. These are some of the most conscious people. Look at this. Emmett Till. Look at what happened. What white people did to this man right here. And we repeat that years later in 2014 with Trayvon Martin. Really? So I think someone is sabotaging the success of the people in that community, and they don't want to see any more famous people rising up. Look at this. Fitz Pollard, a football player, athlete, coach. Fitz Pollard, famous. Quincy Jones, Herbie Hancock, Tempest Bledsoe, R. Kelly, Shaka Khan, Lou Rawls, these Isaiah Thomas. You cannot convince me. The violence in Chicago is that real that it was not sabotaged. Now, where are they gonna get them type of guns from? Okay, you know that boy that just shot up Florida schools, that killed the 17 people, got the AR-15 assault rifle, and people knew about it. His face all over the internet, all over the news. So why can't the people that supposedly in the south side of Chicago shooting up black on black crime? You know, what's the difference? Where are they? I don't believe that it was happening as much as they say. All these famous historical people that came up from that part of town, no. You can't convince me that it was really real, that it really happened. Not true. Propaganda, psychological warfare, same thing. They're just trying to gentrify and get those people out of there, you know, and keep the fear of black people fresh in the minds around the world. Don't believe it's happening. Sorry.